Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Lost Inferno Fire Dragon. Sorry I haven't been making videos for a while. I was just worried about the whole Kappa situation and all that, but let's go ahead and get into the video. Today I'm doing a Mathmech deck profile. It's not finished yet. I just need like one more card from the main deck and one for the side deck, and then it's completely done. But for the deck, I'm running 3 Mathmech Final Sigma. Let me zoom in for you guys and all that. What Sigma does is if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Cyber's monsters. You can only use the effect of Mathmech Sigma once per turn. If you control if this monster you control is used for synchro material for a Mathmech monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Sorry if I'm sounding a little bit stuffy. I just watched videos of military family members coming home and surprising their family, and that just gets to me. Next we have 3 Mathmech Nabla, which you contribute 1 Cyber's monster, special summon 1 Mathmech monster from your deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Cyber's monster you control in the extra monster zone. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. You can only use this effect of Mathmech Nabla once per turn. Then we have 2 Mathmech editions. This is the one of the cards I do need of a third of. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Cyber's monsters. Also, special this card from your hand, but cannot attack this turn. If you do, target monster gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. You only use the effect of Mathmech Edition once per turn. That's the one I need a playset of. Then next I have a playset of Mathmech Subtraction. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Cyber's monsters. Also, special summon this card from your hand, but it cannot attack this turn. If you do, the targeted monster loses 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect of Mathmech Subtraction once per turn. Then we run a playset of Mathmech Multiplication. You can target 1 level 4 Cyber's monster you control. Its level becomes 8 until the end of this turn. You can send this to your graveyard. You can target 1 Cyber's monster you control in the extra monster zone. Its attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect of Mathmech Edition Multiplication once per turn. Then we have a playset of Mathmech Division. Sorry about that. You contribute 1 Cyber's monster you control in the extra monster zone. Special summon up to 1 level 4 Cyber's monster from your hand and graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. Its attack becomes halved until the end of this turn. You only use the effect of Mathmech Division once per turn. Okay, so we have our Mathmech cards. So we'll go ahead and get into the... Sorry about that, I'm just setting it back to where it was originally. And we'll go ahead and get to the rest of the deck. Now for hand traps, we run 2 DD Crow. My Mathmech deck is a bit different. Quick effect. You can discard this card to the graveyard, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. So it'd be good if you're playing against different decks, like say Rockets or Salmon Grates. You can just discard that and boom. Then we play 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. When a monster on the field activates its effect, or when a spell or trap is already face up on the field, activate its effect. Quick effect. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Destroy that card on the field. You can only use the effect of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit once per turn. Then we run 2 Ash Blossom. What Ash does is you can discard it to stop, add a card from the deck to the hand, special summon from the deck, or send a card from the deck to the graveyard. Then we have Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. If you discard Ghost Spell, you can add cards from the graveyard to the hand, deck, or extra deck. Special summon a monster from the graveyard. Banish a card cards or from the graveyard. Then we have Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. If anybody's wondering the style I'm using, I got 2 dual Devastators. That's why I'm using these different artworks. You send this card from your hand to you can discard this and use each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life equal to the monster's attack. If you do not gain life points by this effect, your life points are halved during the end phase. Then we run 2 Effect Veilers. You can just send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and your opponent controls until the end phase. Then running on to the spells, we run 3 Fang of Critias. It's basically Confusion Summon itself with traps, so I'll get to those in a little bit. I run 2 Mathmech Billion Blade Nayuta. What Nayuta does is equip to a Cyberse monster, and whenever a Cyberse monster battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can send 1 Mathmech monster from the deck to the graveyard to the equipped monster gains attack equal to the set monster's attack until the end phase. End of this turn. Even if the card leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard from the spell and trap card zone, you can target 1 Mathmech card in your graveyard except Billion Blade Nayuta and add it to your hand. Then we run 2 Wave Motion Cannon. So this is a good way to build up. So in case you're getting close to time, you play cannon, wait a turn, and boom. Or 2. And when before time gets called, you just pop it, and during your main phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, and inflict 1,000 to your opponent for each of your standby phases that have passed since this card was activated. Then we run 2 Called by the Grave. This is for Rockets or Salmon Grates. Then we run 1 Twin Twisters. Basically send a card from your hand to the graveyard. Pop. 1 Scapegoat. I'll explain later once you see the extra deck. And then we run Card Trader. Basically, if you don't like one card in your hand, you just shuffle it back and draw a new one. Then for traps, we run 2 Red Reboot. When your opponent activates a trap card, negate the activation. If you do, set the card face down, then set one other trap directly from your deck. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent cannot activate trap cards. You can activate this effect from your hand by paying half your life points. Then we play 2 Solemn Strikes. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster activates effects, you can pay 1,500 life points, negate the summoner activation, and destroy the card. Then we play 2 Heavy Slumps. What Heavy Slump does is, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, they shuffle their entire hand into the deck, and then you draw 2 cards. Then we run 2 Jar of Greeds just for draw power. For our traps, we run 1 Mirror Force, 1 Tyrant Wing, 1 Ring of Destruction, Mathmechs Super Factorial, and there can only be 1. Mirror Force, basically, just destroy your opponent's monsters. Tyrant Wing you can target 1 dragon monster on the field, equip this, gains 400 in attack, and make up to 2 attacks during this turn. Then Ring of Destruction, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, whose attack is less than or equal to life point. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, whose attack is less than or equal to the life points destroyed to the monster. Basically, it deals damage to both of you. Super Factorial, you can target 3 Mathmech monsters in the graveyard, special summon them either for a Synchro or an Xyz, and then there can only be 1, can be basically to stop Rockets, Salamangreats, and Pure Orchist, and all that. And then moving on to the side deck, what I'm doing is I'm running Kaijus. So I'm running 1 Thunder King, the Lightning Kaiju. Basically, contribute a monster on your opponent's field. I'll just link a video to the... sorry about that. You can send this... And you can only control 1 Kaiju. And... once per turn, you can remove 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on your field. Your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated for the rest of this turn. Also, this card can make 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. Then we won Jizuru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. It's the same thing as the last Kaiju I read, but if you remove 3 counters from anywhere on the field, negate the effect, and if you do, destroy 1 card on the field. Then we run 1 Dogorin, the Mad Flame Kaiju. Once per turn, you can remove 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card can attack you. Activate this effect. Then I won 1 Ghidorah, the Mystery Dust Kaiju. You can remove 3 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. The attack and defense of all other monsters on the field become halved. Then I run 1 Kamungus, the Sticky String Kaiju. You can remove 2 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. Until the end of this turn, the monsters cannot attack, and its effects are negated. Then I do 1 Gamseel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. You can remove 2 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, negate the activation, and if you do, banish the card. I'm going to go ahead, just put all the Kaiju cards together so I can move them out of the way for the rest. Then I run 1 Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine, Dogorin. Basically, you can summon this, and if your opponent controls a Kaiju, you can remove 2 Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, and you can equip either a Kaiju from your graveyard or your hand, and equip it onto the machine Dogorin. Then I play 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, then special summon in attack position 2 Kaiju monsters with different names from your deck, 1 on each side. They cannot change their battle position and must attack. If able, during your main phase, except this turn the card was sent to the graveyard, you may banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Kaiju monster from your deck to your hand. You can activate the effect of 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber once per turn. Then I play one Kaiju files. Each time a Kaiju monster is special summoned from the hand or graveyard, place 1 Kaiju counter on this card. Max 5. Once per turn, you can target 1 Kaiju monster on the field, destroy the monster, then special summon Kaiju monster with a different original name from your deck to its controller's field. You can send this card with 3 or more Kaiju counters to the graveyard. Add 1 Kaiju spell or trap from your hand, except the Kaiju files. Then I play 1 Nibiru, the Primal Being. That's for cards that like to spam big board. And then I play 1 Rank Up Magic Burying Spores. Basically, I'll explain once the extra deck is shown. 1 Kaiju Capture Mission. Once per turn, if there is less than 3 Kaiju counters on this card, you can target 1 Kaiju monster on the field, change it to face down defense position, then place 1 Kaiju counter on this card. Max 3. If this card is in your possession, is destroyed by opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use the effect of Kaiju Capture Mission once per turn. Then I play 1 Kyoto Waterfront, basically a field spell for the Kaijus, and then I play 1 Different Dimension Ground. Basically, you set this, any card sent from the field to the graveyard or deck or graveyard is banished. And the last card I need for the extra deck is 1 Terraforming to get Kyoto. And there we go. Now, moving on to the extra deck, we have 1 Mirror Force Dragon. Basically, Fan of Critias Mirror Force. Basically, if an opponent attacks, everything on your opponent's field is bye-bye. 1 Destruction Dragon. Basically, you can destroy 1 card on your opponent's field, and they take damage equal to its attack points. 1 Tyrant Burst, because of Tyrant Wing and the Fang of Critias. 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, because you can, if you basically summon without, if you get lucky, you can summon 2 monsters. You can do that. Then I have 1 Stardust Spark Dragon. It can protect. Heart Red Dragon Archfiend is for basically to deal damage, like Wave Motion Cannon. Then I run 2 Mathmechs Magma. What Magma can do is when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. If this card is destroyed by battle, or as this card is in the owner's possession, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Mathmech spell or trap from your deck to your hand. And you can only use the effect of Magma once per turn. Then we have 2 Mathmech Final Sigma. 1 tuner and 1 tuner affected by card effects except Mathmech cards. While this card is in the extra monster zone, if this card is in the extra monster zone, battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage inflicted to your opponent is doubled. If this card is destroyed by battle, and if this card is in its owner's possession and is destroyed by opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. Then I run 2 Primetha Lapshilin. You can send one card from your opponent's need 3 level 4 monsters. If this is a Mathmech cards you control would be destroyed by battle, you can attach 1 material from your hand from this card instead. If this card is Xyz summon, you can detach up to 3 materials from it. Choose that many effects twice and resolve them in listed in order, skipping any that were not chosen. Send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. Send 1 monster from your opponent's controls to the graveyard. Send 1 spell or trap opponent's controls to the graveyard. Then I run 1 Prime Tech Almatarian, 2 plus level 4 monsters. You contribute 1 monster, special summon 1 Mathmech monster from your hand or graveyard. If this card is Xyz summon, you can detach 2 to 4 materials from this card, then activate the appropriate effect. Add 1 Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. 3. Add 1 level 4 monster from your deck to your hand. Add 1 spell or trap if you used 4. Then I run 1 number 39 Utopia because of its effect, and then 1 Ray V. That's why I'm running rank up magic, so I can just, it's the same as Destructor Dragon, so I can just ditch an overlay unit and just pop a monster and deal damage equal to the monster's attack. And then we have Topologic Bomber Dragon for our Link 4. That's for the scapegoats, so I can just link into that. And hope you guys enjoy the video. This is Lost Inferno Fire Dragon signing off.